House of the Dead gets an update, Golden Sun news, the Wii U and 3DS shops are... and we get an update on the collector's edition for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and more. It's Switch news, baby! Right, so first of all, yes, I apologise for being in a vest. It's really, really hot here in the UK, like super duper hot. As well as the fact that I think I'm going to change Switch news to Wednesdays now instead of Mondays. But we'll see. You know, it just happens when it happens, right? It's still weekly. And maybe more, but yeah, there's so much stuff to dive into, so let's just get on with it. So first up, the House of the Dead remake came out, and well, I love House of the Dead, but as you probably saw in my first impressions video, which was way more like a review, but yeah, there was a lot of issues. I loved it, but there was a lot of gyroscopic issues with the 6-axis gyro motion controls, right? It was very hit and miss, but they have updated it now. So apparently the update supposedly fixes a bunch of stuff, including improved gyroscope, woohoo, translation fixes, mute reload voice, and so much more. So that was one of my big things, was hearing reload, reload, reload. I mean, you can get around that just by playing well, but it was kind of frustrating. And well, now you can just turn it off, as well as the fact that, well, there's a gyro update. So I am planning on actually trying this out and just seeing if it feels any better. And if I think it's worth doing a video on, like a dedicated video on, well, then I'll do a video about this new update and whether or not House of the Dead remake's now worth buying, because I don't really think it was that worth it originally. Next up, there's a new Metroidvania or Castlevania inspired game coming over to the Switch. Let me get my phone, because there's no way I'm going to be I can't even speak English, let alone pronounce this Japanese, right? So Koumajou Remilia, aka Scarlet Symphony. Well, that is coming to Switch on the 28th of July. It's only on the eShop. There's no physical because, well, there is a physical, but it'll only be in Japan, I believe. But it looks awesome. I've not heard of it before, but it has been out on Steam, etc. beforehand. And well, you know, just looking at it, you can tell it is heavily Castlevania inspired. And it looks really cool. Like, I think it looks great. I love these kind of games. I don't know why, I just do. I think it's because I'm like big on the Game Boy Advance era. That was like my hardcore handheld gaming time, and the Castlevania games that were out on the GBA were amazing, and this very much is reminiscent of that. You know, just a 2D side-scrolling platforming Metroidvania Castlevania game, amazing. So I'm probably going to check this out. Next up, because we're talking about the Game Boy Advance, right? Golden Sun. Golden Sun. I absolutely love Golden Sun 1 and 2. I think I might have had the DS one, I can't really remember, but the first two that were out on the Game Boy Advance, which launched in like 2000 and 2001, amazing. And well, you know, I'm actually trying to hunt them down for the Game Boy Advance right now, but they're well expensive. But anyway, Camelot have updated their website with a load of high-res images from the game, or at least artwork, like, you know, from Golden Sun. Now, this is probably just like a historical thing, just kind of reminiscing on what they did in the past. It's probably not alluding to anything at all. It's more like, you know, look at our history, more than it's gonna come. But what I would give for like an HD 2.5 remaster or whatever of Golden Sun 1 and 2 for Switch, just like they did the Castlevania Advance Collection, why don't they do that for Golden Sun? Why don't they do the Golden Sun Advance Collection? You know, the first two games, bring them over to Switch. That would be amazing. I know so many people would buy it. I would definitely buy it, you know, and if they did a collector's, yes, please. But anyway, there you go. That's the news. Next up is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now, I apologize if you're not in the UK, because I believe this is only affecting the EU, or maybe even just UK, not too sure. I think it's EU. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming out at the end of this month, right? I think it's the 29th of July, and we've all been waiting for collector's editions. And well, we're not getting it, sadly, at all by the look of it. I had an email, I think this morning, that said from Nintendo basically apologizing and saying, yeah, it's not coming anymore. So what they're gonna do is, it's been delayed essentially, and because of that, they're just stopping it. Kind of. Hear me out. So they want you to go and buy the game anyway. So just buy the game normally. And then what you're going to do is be able to buy the collector's edition contents after September. So, right. So what you do is you buy the game, and then the collector's edition contents, excluding the game, will be available to order in September. And that will be at a reduced price because you're not paying for the game. So basically Nintendo are like, just go buy the game right now. You're cool. And then if you want the stuff that comes with the collector's edition, you can buy that later. So I feel like they've shot themselves in the foot here. I mean, I was really planning on getting the collector's edition. Now I don't think I'm gonna. Like, I think I'm just gonna buy the game and just kind of not bother. I don't know. How do you feel about this if it's affecting you? Because I'd love to know. You know, let me know down in the comments. All right, and then last up, I am going to use my phone because I've got a load of dates and stuff that I've written notes about. But yes, we knew that the 3DS and Wii U eShops were shutting down, right? I covered this loads, like last year or the beginning of the year, I can't remember, but it's on the channel, right? And Nintendo pretty much just reaffirmed all this morning on Twitter. They put up a bunch of posts and linked it to their website, at least Nintendo UK did. Don't know about America, but you know, and basically they just reiterated the fact that, well, you know, it's shutting down. So on the 27th of March, 2023, you'll no longer be able to purchase anything essentially via the eShops, including downloading free content and demos. So kaput. The whole thing's gone, done, nope, that's it, end of, right? But as of the 29th of August this year, you will no longer be able to add eShop cards to add funds either, but you can redeem download codes until the 27th of March next year, which is the cutoff date, right? However, you can still add funds in a way and purchase stuff right up until that end date, and that is if you link your Nintendo Network ID to your Nintendo account, which I've done. So basically, you know, when you buy stuff on the Switch eShop, once you've linked those two accounts, well, when you go to purchase something from the eShop on your Switch, instead of just using the correct amount, if you add like X amount, right? Well, that will then be able to be used on your Wii U or your 3DS. So that's the only way that you'll be able to do it. So get linking your Nintendo ID accounts to your Nintendo account, if that's what you want to do. Oh, and also after the 27th of March next year, you can still download updates and your purchased titles for the foreseeable future. They've not said forever, they're just saying for the foreseeable future, you'll be able to download everything you've already purchased. So I would probably recommend backing that up on a computer, you know, download everything onto an SD card or whatever and transfer it into your PC, and that way you've got a copy, right? Because once they do turn off the servers and you can't download anything anymore, this is why I like collecting physical games. Even though if you saw my discussion with AJ before, I mean, most physical games now require an update because they get released broken. But there you go. And then eShop Deal of the Week. This is one that I found that was on the same discount for the UK and America, so I thought this was a good shout, right? So the eShop Deal of the Week is Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. I'm sure loads of you probably already own this or have been thinking about buying it. I certainly have, but it's currently 75% off, making that just £6.24 here in the UK on the eShop, or $7.49 in America. And this is a 2.5D puzzle platformer. It's something that I've been looking forward to playing. I've got the original one, which is just like a 3D action platformer, but this is more like, you know, a side-scrolling puzzle platformer. It looks really cool, and to be fair, it's 75% off. So if you're into these kind of platforming games, well, go pick it up now whilst it's 75% off in America and the UK as well. So go check it out. And there we go. That's our very sweaty, hot, and horrible Switch news for the week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know all your thoughts about everything that we've covered today down in the comments. And of course, there's more Switch news coming. It's a weekly thing. Sometimes I do it more often as well. If there's urgent news, I'll do like a quick version as well. But you know, just let me know what you think. And if you haven't seen them, well, I'm going to put two videos just here. The first one's going to be my House of the Dead video because I talked about it earlier, right? So if you want to go and look at House of the Dead remake on Switch, check that one out. And down here, I'll have the video with me and AJ talking about how games are being released broken and essentially like the state of the gaming industry currently and how it's kind of got worse. Very good video, not very many people saw it. Go watch it. It's a long form discussion, so go and check those out. And please subscribe. Just do it. You know you want to, right? You want to see more of my face, yeah? Please?